brother. Oh, I'm sorry, Ben. Was that the wrong kind of blowing stuff up for you? Well, Ben, I was all excited to invite you to my whoopee cushion crayon party, but guess that's out. I even bought the 64 pack of crayons. Wasn't that the best day when Mom finally bought us a 64 pack of crayons? I could finally color in Zordon the correct shade of green in my Mighty Morphin Power Rangers coloring book. Good times indeed, brother. Speaking of time, brother, today I wanted to talk about how bad we are at telling time. I mean, I'm pretty good at it when I look at my watch or phone or something like, hey, it's 6:35, no problem. Have you ever seen options on phones to set an analog clock instead of a digital clock? What the hell? Actually, I prefer the sundial function. Analog clocks are stupid. They're like cursive writing. We just don't need it anymore. Have you ever seen those dumb 12, 3, 6, 9 clocks? I suck at those. I mean, I can figure it out, but you know, it's like, hey, it's 6:37. Done. Judging the passage of time, though, without the aid of a clock or watch or, like, the sun is a little bit harder. Like, how good do you really think your internal clock is? Like, every morning I wake up at 6:43, like 2 minutes before my alarm goes off. But I don't think I could confidently say that it was 6:43 until I look at a clock. Then I've actually tested how bad people are at judging the passage of time. See, once upon a time, I went cave camping with some of my friends, which is, you know, when you go camping in a cave. We decided as a fun twist to the rest of the night that we would leave out any watches, clocks, any way to tell the time at all, because we'd be in a completely dark place where not even the sun could help us tell how much time had passed. So when we went, it took us about an hour, we guessed, to find a spot to actually spread out and set everything up. We spent another 2 hours or so, we guessed, just hanging out and talking before we finally decided to go to sleep. And that's where we lost, Ben, because the second you fall asleep, you lose the game. And in fact, in a cave, it's so dark, you might not even know that you fell asleep. One of my friends started telling a story, and then I chimed in at the end, and everyone goes, "You're awake!" And I was like, guys, I've been awake the whole time. And they were like, ah, you were snoring. Eventually, we all fell asleep, but not for long, we thought. Because, of course, we were laying on rocks, and we're in about like 58 degrees cave air, which just gets cold after a while. But even then, our best guess was, hey, it's probably like 4 in the morning right now. We should probably stick it out a little bit longer so we're not just out there in the middle of the night. So we stayed about another hour, we guessed, before we finally headed out. On the way out, we all made guesses at what time we thought it was going to be, and the latest anyone was willing to go was 9 o'clock in the morning. It was 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Now, we got in the cave at 10 p.m. at night, which means that in the span of 16 hours, we were already 5 hours off. So yeah, we suck at judging the passage of time. Have you ever wondered why we have 24 hours in a day to begin with? I did a solid 10-minute Google research project on this earlier today, and I came up with this answer. The Egyptians started it determining half a day to be 12 hours because when you hold up your hand, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 knuckles with your thumb. What? But really, there's no reason it has to be 24. I mean, a day is a set value of time, just the amount of time the Earth spins around once. But how we decide to measure that time is really arbitrary as long as we all agree on what the measurements are. Which is why I think our body clocks don't do a good job at judging the passage of time. A second is only a second because we need it to measure the amount of space between minutes, between hours, between days. I mean, think about it. We could have 26-hour days. We just have to make shorter hours. So Ben, my question for you and everyone else is, if you could do it over, how many hours would you put in a day? Also, I'm so excited for Thanksgiving. If you guys could please upload a video response of you saying what you're thankful for, we will try and include you in Thursday's video. Also, thank you again to Zay Frank for just commenting on my video the other day. It was more than I could have hoped for and quite an honor. And now I'm gonna go do some coloring with crayons. See you in another life, brother.